everybody, iHardware here back with the overview of the Dell OptiPlex Gx620 Slim Tower that I mentioned I was going to do a review of about 2 weeks ago. It's been a while since I said I was going to do a review of this thing, but decided I'd make the review right now. So one thing is, sorry about being so long since I've made a video, but the good news is I've got a new camera, so should be able to pick up some more fine details on the system, which you'll be able to see in a bit. So let's get started. So starting off right here at the front, you got your Dell OptiPlex Gx620 badge and a compact disc rewritable drive by Sony, a floppy drive, a beige one. I will get that fixed soon. The cover that was originally over this when I got it was cracked, so I just popped that in there since it looked better, but that will be replaced soon. Right here you got your two USB 2.0 ports, your headphone and microphone jack, and right below this white line right here is your Dell indicator lights for, say, if you have an Air or something like that. Got your power button and your Dell logo. I usually have this tower on its side, since that's the nice thing about the Slim Towers. You can put it like this and put the monitor on top, or put it along its side and have it as a slim tower behind your monitor, whatever you want. Right here you got your fan intake for the processor, which I'll get to in a bit. And let's go along over to the side. Nothing too much down here, just a bunch of info that nobody probably cares about right now. And then I'll get to the top. I'm going to put the case upright. So on top here you got your Dell service tag and express code, so if you guys want to look that up on Dell's website, feel free to. And then over here, let me cover this up. You got your, this I bought at Micro Center, so it was on sale, so I decided to pick one up just for tinkering and stuff like that. So that was the original recovery thing. I wiped the hard drive and installed a new version of Windows 7 on it, so that's not the extra key. Under here is the Windows 7 key, but it still has the Windows Professional key, but is blocked out. I haven't used it. Right here you got your Kensington lock for if you want to lock this up, which I know a lot of schools do. And right here you got your latch to open it up, which I'll show in a bit. So on the back here is the power supply, and there's a sticker here that came with it, and this is what was originally in the system. Still has some of the parts, but I'll get to that in a second. It has it originally had 2 gigabytes of RAM, DVD ROM drive like I talked about, and 80 gig hard drive. And I believe, yeah, and it has a Pentium D with 3.4 gigahertz. On the website when I ordered it or whatever, it said that it came with a 2.8 gigahertz, but I got lucky and just got 3.4, so I'm quite happy about that, since this is pretty much the highest processor you're able to put in this. You can't put Core 2 Duos or anything, but the Pentium D is fine for what I'm using it for. This is a 280 watt power supply, Dell OEM one. You got your voltage change right there, power input, and then over here you got your line in, line out, and microphone in. So not the best audio, but still works. Right here you got 2 USB 2.0 ports. One of them is being used by a wireless mouse. Then 4 more, so it gives you a total of 8 USB 2.0 ports on the system. No USB 1.0 or 3.0. So right here you got your VGA Intel graphics on board. Didn't usually, I'll get more into this in a second, but there's some problem with it, which I'll get to. You got your parallel printer port for old printers, and your serial port. And then over here you got your 3 expansion slots, which I will also get to when I open up the case. So starting off inside, you got your processor underneath this plastic guard or cover, and it has the Pentium D 3.4 gigahertz in there. There's your Northbridge heatsink. No solid state capacitors. I know there's solid state caps under the heatsink, but that's pretty much all there are. They're all non-solid state caps. There's some, not like the most high-end ones, but there's some scattered around the system. But unlike the small form factors of this system, it does not really have to worry about the overheating issue, since the hard drive does not go here. It goes underneath the optical drive, which I'll show you in a second. But right here you got your PCI Express, I believe 2.0 port, which I had a graphics card into, which I'll get into. PCI, 2 PCI slots. I believe this might be expansion, I forget what it is, but then down here you got your PS2 controller, which you could put right here, which I've seen a lot of the full towers. Is it allows you to have two PS2 ports and an extra serial port, which you might be able to find some other reviews of this system. Floppy drive, which is over here, the ugly one, and it has an onboard speaker, which is actually quite decent for if you're just watching a YouTube video, or which this was originally in a school. Great for using that for. Over here you got your dual channel RAM. Like I said, it originally had 2 GB of RAM and now has 3. And over here is your 280 watt power supply. Let me turn that around. Focus. So if you want to pause that and look at the specs, go ahead. Then over here you got your Sony drive, which is not original to the system. This was originally in the Dell Dimension, which I've already done an overview of. But I've used this more than I did the DVD-ROM drive in here, since I do like to burn some CDs and stuff. So all you have to do in order to take the optical drive out is pull up on this lever. It's kind of hard to do with one hand, and then you can press the drive in right there, and it basically just lifts right out. It's a toolless design, except you do put screws on these special Dell screws, but I got quite a few of those laying around, so it's pretty easy to get hold of. Same thing with the floppy drive. Lift up and press in, pulls out. Probably seen this many times on a lot of other Dell systems too. This is the same case, even I think in the small form factor ones. But unlike in the small form factor ones, it does not have the hard drive down here, which I like about these slim tower versions. They're just a little bit bigger than the small form factor, but I'd rather go with one of these since they don't overheat like the other ones do. They have bad cap problems. They'd be overheating and caps would go off and wouldn't be the greatest scenario. So this Maxter hard drive is not original to the system. I stuck this one in here since it's a lower speed than the one that is in the Dimension. I basically switched hard drives. This had a Western Digital Caviar Black in here, 80 gig. This is a Maxter 80 gig. This one's slower than the Western Digital, but I use the Dimension more than I do this system. But it's not a big notice, but I prefer having Western Digital hard drives in my main system than I would a Maxter. But this thing is 2004, I believe, and I'm surprised it still works. So working fine, nothing important on the system, so should be great for just internet browsing and a basic system. So I forgot to say this in the video, but the graphics on that Dell OptiPlex still work, but the problem is you'll notice that if you take a close look at them, they are quite fuzzy, and sometimes the system will the screen will go black. It's something with the Intel graphics built on, nothing in my monitors. I've tried it on all 3 types of monitors and it's still the same case. So I popped this card in there originally. It's a Nvidia GeForce, I believe. Let me see, I'll put it in the description, but this thing still works. It was overheating like two times the amount that it has rated on the website, so I took that thing out of there. The fan still works, everything like that. It's just the temperature in the system is just way bad, and it's not the greatest of graphics card either, but it is better than the OptiPlex, the ones that are built on. So if I do ever plan on using the OptiPlex more in the future, I will put this thing back in there, so don't worry about that. But I'll put the name of the graphics card, the service tag, and some other specifications of the Dell OptiPlex in the description. So like always, guys, thanks for watching, and if you would like to see a more in-depth review of the system, which I will power on and stuff in a video if I do make one, get more into the specs of the system, then make sure to tell me, message me on YouTube, comments, or anything along those terms. So thanks for watching. Hopefully you guys subscribe, and make sure to check out the overview of the Dell Dimension 5100 that's also on my channel, which I do plan on doing a more in-depth review on that system in the future. So again, thanks for watching.